Okay, so we're back. Here we are in Summer Forest. So fun fact, I actually did all of this stuff yesterday, but the video corrupted, so I just went through Glimmer again, finished that off, and now we're back here. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't corrupt again. See, let's hope. It's fine though. I was making a lot of like errors and stumbling, and my commentary is horrible, which is fine. I kind of expected that, to be honest. So anyway, here we are in Summer Forest. All the hub worlds in this game are beautiful, especially, particularly for the PS1 standards. This game came around at like 97, 98-ish, I think. Might have come out a little bit later. But these kind of lavish graphics and textures and stuff were not exactly standard for the time. Though the developers had to cut a lot of corners to make sure that this game looked as good as it does. Because this game does look really, really nice. Yeah, but they had to cut a lot of corners in terms of... Well, you'll see. So you know how in Glimmer I went out of bounds a whole bunch? That's one of the things that the developers cut corners on. Is they had to make a lot of places look solid, but not actually solid, not save on memory, so they could actually put as much stuff into the game and make it look good. It's complicated and weird and whatever. So anyway, this episode we're just going to be running through Summer Forest, grabbing all of the gems, all of the orbs. This is what we'll be doing every episode, by the way. So every episode we'll be going through a world, grabbing all of the gems, all of the orbs. Jesus, there's so many gems around, I don't know where to go. Grabbing all the gems, all the orbs in that world, moving on, so on and so forth until we've completed everything in the game. And that's pretty much it for Spyro. Spyro is a pretty simple game. Like, at its core level, it's a very, very simple game.
Spyro,
It's just a collectathon, essentially. You just collect all the things. That was garbage. Just collect all the things, and then you've done it.
nice job.
Nice job. But there are a couple of really cool things I can show off in Summer Forest.
Very good.
So, like some cool glitches and whatnot. The first one will be... I'll be buying the swim power-up in a second, and that should let me show off something quite entertaining. I like it anyway. It's also... Summer Forest is one of those levels you're only supposed to be able to 100% complete a little later on into the game. So yes, here we go, we get the swim. Normally we wouldn't be able to dive underwater, but now we can. This gives us access to more areas in levels, especially this one, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to go to the second, like, half of Summer Forest if we didn't have the swim power up. Well, normally, there is actually a way to get to the second half of Summer Forest, by doing... Go this way. Go up here. You can stand here. Oh, never mind. That went well. Let's do it again. Okay. So if we stand here, we can double jump, glide out here, because that wall is not solid. And then here we are in the entrance to the second half of Summer Forest. Normally you wouldn't be able to get here unless you buy the swim power up. As you can see, there is a pool of water here. We go in. So that's something interesting. That's used in That's used in some speedruns for this game. It's used in like the... I think it's used in most speedruns for this game now. It didn't always, but there's another cool thing I can show off after I come back from getting this orb. There's an orb through this way. Here we are. Okay, let's go down. Where are we? Okay. Okay, so let's see if I can just do it, and then I'll explain it after. This may look a little bit weird, but I assure you that it's cool. There we go. Okay, so now I'm swimming in the air. The way that this happens is that if the game thinks that you're entering a body of water but you actually aren't, you get put into a swimming state without actually being in the water, because the water technically is only that flat level of like that water, like the water-looking stuff right there. Underneath it, there's actually nothing. There's no water technically. The game just puts you into a swimming state so you think that it's water. It's weird. But now I can swim through the air, and this lets me get access to a couple of, well, just like really one thing earlier than I'm supposed to. Just over this way. So just like in Glimmer, you're supposed to come back to this part here and get this orb and these gems when you have the climb power up, which you get in the second homeworld. But fortunately, because I have access to this glitch, I can just do this. Swim around, grab all the gems. I don't really need it anymore, so to turn it off you can just enter this body, any body of water, and the game will be like, oh, you're out of water again. Cool, there you go. So I missed a couple of things. There we go. Yeah. Good stuff by Zoe here. Thank you, Zoe. So here are some levels that we'll do later on. There are 5 more levels in Summer Forest, not including the Speedway. And then there's a boss level after we've done all of those. This is the Speedway. We should have enough orbs to have unlocked it. Yes. Ding. Cool, great. We'll do that sometime later. Don't need to do that yet. We'll glide around here. Get this last orb. Excellent. There are some gems behind this wall. How much does it take for Moneybags to lower this?
Well.
Good to see you. 400 gems. Okay. We can't really get access to that many gems just by doing the homeworld, so there is a way to get behind that wall by using the swim in air thing. The swim in air glitch, but it's fine. We can just pick up those gems a little later on when we actually need to complete Aquaria Towers. So, so there should be like 14 gems behind Aquaria Towers. So I think we're about done for Summer Forest. So we'll go back and we'll enter our first level of, well, second level I guess, technically, of Summer Forest, which is Idle Springs. This level's great. This level is kind of like Easter Island themed or something like that. It's got a lot of tiki heads and so on. I really like this level. Just trying to think of something interesting to can't really think of much. See, it's kind of a problem when you're like playing a video game and you're trying to talk at the same time. It's not easy. Like, trying to come up with new and interesting things to say to try and keep the people engaged while also making sure the gameplay is boring, you're not screwing up and stuff. It's definitely a lot harder than I thought before I started to try doing this. This orb challenge is a 3-part challenge. Back when I was a kid, this part here destroyed me, because if you jump on here and you start jumping all these things, you can get lost pretty quickly. But luckily, I figured out, man, I'm really stumbling all over my words. I figured out recently that all you really need to do is jump on all 4 of the corners, just from the get-go, and then it's done. It's super, super easy. It's just, if you don't know that, then it's easy to get confused.
This idol says he's...
This challenge is pretty simple. You just need to make sure that the idol doesn't eat any red fish, otherwise he'll bath up all of the... not all of the fish, but a good chunk of... See, like there. So, he'll vomit up some fish, he vomited up all the fish, because my reaction timing wasn't good enough. I just saw a fish and I just flamed. So not only do you have to flame in time so the fish lands in the... so like there, I didn't react in time. You could also, like this, when as a kid, this really, really messes you up, this challenge. Like, I had a lot of problems with it. I'm currently having some problems with it. When I did this yesterday, in the corrupted footage, I got this, like, super, super easy. Barely any red fish popped up. Like, 2 red fish popped up. I think 7 have popped up now. 8. Wow. 9. Wow. Oh. I guess we're in here for the long haul then. Wow. Oh, that was only just. That was almost about to bounce off. That's good. One more. Come on. Blue. Blue fish. Alright. I don't know whose problem with redfish are. Redfish are just as tasty, right? There we go.
Okay, Spyro, just...
Maybe the redfish are poisonous or something or other. I don't know. Let us in. Let us in. Come on. There we go. Ow. Ow. Oh yeah, so with those... So these enemies here have a shield on them. That reflects fire damage, so... Well, it doesn't reflect it, it just absorbs fire damage. You can't kill them using fire. Like how with these vases, you can't destroy them with flame. So those enemies have to be charged to be killed, and the big enemies have to be flamed to be killed. Which creates an interesting little dynamic of problem solving while you're running through the level, collecting all your gems and stuff like that. You come across an enemy and it's like, oh, what do I need to do to kill this enemy? Like, as a kid, you know, you don't think too much of it. Like, even now as an adult, like, you just see it and it's like, oh, okay, just, you know, these ones are the enemies you need to charge to kill. But it's those kind of, like, minor problem-solving things that can help you develop as a child, I guess. Because these games are designed for children. So even though you can enjoy them now just because they're good games, they have really, you know, good fundamental... Sorry, they have good fundamental, like, control scheme and whatnot. They are, and you can enjoy them as an adult, they are designed for children. And so keeping the learning curve of children in mind when making games like this is kind of important. And so I'm glad that there is an amount of like teaching that this game does. Which is good, which is good.
If you jump on these
what was it again? Diamonds. Nope, okay.
If you jump on these
Star. Diamond. Crescent. Crescent. Cool. Got it. There we go, like halfway through the level again, just back. Which is annoying. There's actually something, I don't know how to do it, but there's something I can do with this. I could, like, fly into this chest or something like that, and then, like, shoot out real fast. It's called a proxy. I don't know how to do that one, but there are a couple of proxies, I think 1 or 2 proxies later that I can do that are really, really cool. I'll explain them a little bit more when I get to them. Like, the one I want to show is, like, a couple levels away. But essentially what they are is get into a place where the game doesn't want you to be, and then the game will shoot you out really, really fast because the game does not want you to be there. And you can do some really cool stuff with that. Are there any more gems just around the corner here? Not likely. Okay, that's fine. So we'll collect these last few gems. Well, these aren't the last few gems, I suppose. There's still a decent chunk left to go. I'm not done with this level yet. Okay, didn't need to go that way. So we'll grab the talisman and then we'll go towards our last orb challenge.
Spyro, you're pretty.
Thank you. Oops. Okay. So we'll head back that way in a second, but we'll do this challenge first. There's more gems that way. But we'll do this challenge first and then we'll go pick up the gems. I missed, that's fine. So this challenge is... I should explain what these pedestals, sorry, what this power-up is that in a lot of the levels in this game I also missed. Gosh darn it, I'm bad at this. A lot of the levels in this game have power-ups that are activated when you defeat a certain number of enemies in the level. Got it, nice. I can't remember exactly how many levels, how many enemies it takes to activate each power-up. It like varies from level to level, and there are different types of power-ups in like the levels that have them. So this level has the supercharged power-up. I think Haruko's also has a supercharged power-up. Glimmer had the super glide power-up. Some levels have the super flame power-up, and so on and so forth. This game actually has a... When I get to a super flame power-up, I'll point it out and you'll be able to see what it does, but it's very self-explanatory. It makes your flame better. This game actually has, as the reward for completing the game 100%, a power-up that gives you super flame forever, which is pretty useful and fun. Definitely. Though you don't really have much to do in the game after you've beaten it 100%, so it's kind of redundant. But oh well. There is a way to get it earlier, though. There's a way to get it really, really, really early. There we go. So we'll fly down here, watch this explode. It's going down to the ground. How many are we missing? We're missing a 2. Are we just? Really? Now I gotta go find a 2 gem? Okay. Well, apparently it's not here. Alright, we gotta go search for it, that's fine. Nope, not there. Not out here. It's probably up on the like roofy kind of areas. That's probably where it is. There. Maybe it's down here. There it is. Alright, we're all done. Ugh. Okay, cool. So, we can leave the level from the menu, which is kind of nice. You can save a little bit of time just exiting the level from the menu instead of going back to the end of the level, going through the portal and getting back to the hub world that way. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll be back with the next episode. We'll go to the next level, Colossus. Until then, catch you later.